Welcome to our dumbbell workout of the week. This week we're going to focus on the lower body. So we're going to do a lower body split this week and then an upper body split the following week. So that's how we're going to kind of separate the two. Very popular for people who want to work out 3 or 4 days a week. So this is a good routine to follow. The way we're going to do this time is we're going to do 3 sets of one exercise and then give 1 minute break in between, then move on to the next exercise and so on until we get through. And so we're only going to do 6 exercises, 3 sets of each, so 18 sets total. All right, so let's get going with our warm up. So as always, let's start with the leg swings. Get our hips warmed up. Get some movement going. Good. Switch sides. And let's go into agility skaters. Side to side movement. Get our heart rates up. Great job, everyone. Keep it up. And let's get on the ground. Iron cross. It's a T position. Right leg to left arm. Left leg to right arm. Now we're working on some spine mobility. Stretching out our glutes, low back. And let's get up. Go into butt kicks. As always, we'll start with the march. And go into a jog. And let's go into a run. And arm circles, palms down. Slowly open up till we get to full circles. Whatever your full circle may be. And palms up. Let's go in reverse. Same thing. Slowly open up. Even though we're doing lower body, still good to get the shoulders moving. Thoracic spine gets moving as well. And we'll finish with the jab cross hook. So a little bit of hip turning here. Let our legs recover a bit while we're throwing our punches. So we're ready for our lower body routine. And one more. Good. Let's get right into it. So we're going to start with offset squats. So grab one dumbbell, hold it in a goblet position. One leg's going to be slightly more forward than the other, about a half a shoe length difference. Drop down to your squat, come up, pick your own reps. As always, I do 10, so I'm going to do 5, and then I'm going to switch and finish my other 5. And 10. And you can breathe and shake out in between sets. Get a drink of water if you need it. Let's get ready. Round 2 and go. So from side position, this is what my feet look like. Drop down, still good back posture, staying nice and upright. Finish off your set. Shake out, relax. Recover a little bit. We have a decent amount of time in between sets here. So last set of our offset squats, then we're going to have a minute rest before we move on to sumo deadlifts. So goblet position, drop down, exhale on the way up. Finish off your set. And once you're done, you can switch up your dumbbells, get a drink of water, relax. So when we're doing this type of routine, the reason why I add in a minute break is just to give our legs a little bit more time to recover. Normally when I'm programming these things, we go lower body, then upper body. So that gives our lower body time to recover between our upper body exercises. In this situation, it's just lower, 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 lower. That's really hard to maintain for 24 minutes straight. So we'll give ourselves a minute break, let ourselves recover a little bit so that we have the energy to continue. So as we're resting, I'll just touch on sumo squats. So for this one, big wide stance, feet at a 45, hinge forward, grab your dumbbells, squeeze and pull using your glutes, hammies, and low back, keeping your core nice and tight so you protect your back. You might need a little bit of knee bend depending on your flexibility. I have a really tight groin and hamstrings, so I usually have a bit of bend in there. Let's get ready and go. So hinge, pull. Great job. Finish off your set. And then recover. I like to move around, shake it out a little bit. Helps me get ready. And we're going to go into round two, so you can see the lateral view here. You can watch my back posture. See how it's nice and flat here. Grabbing the dumbbells and driving up. Great job, everyone. Finish off your set. Find deadlifts a little bit easier on my cardio. Muscles are still working, but squats really seem to increase my heart rate. Not so much with the deadlifts, but still it's going a little bit. So we're going into set 3, then we'll have a minute rest. Focus on your posture. Great job, everyone. And once you're done, minute rest, we can switch in our dumbbells or grab a drink, catch your breath. We have lots of time. So for lateral lunges, we can do this one of two ways. You can hold one dumbbell and go out to the side like that. That's probably preferable. Or you can hold your dumbbells at your sides and you're going to go like this, and they're going to kind of stay on the inside of your legs. That tends to make you hinge forward though, so I like the goblet position. It's a tough exercise, and so you're going to want to try and figure out what weight you need. Really focus on the depth. So as we drop down, really focus on bending at the hips and dropping, but keeping your chest up. So you want to stay low all the way through. I want my hips to get low as well. For this one, you may want to do 5 reps a side, or if you're doing 10 reps like me, or at least reduce your reps if you need that extra time in between. I'm just going to go lower weight, and I'm going to try and get 10 each side. So goblet position, and I'm just going to step to the side, do my 10. And switching sides. Great job, everyone. So that's one way to do it. I'm going to show holding the dumbbells in both hands this time. So I'm actually going to double the load. So this is going to be quite a bit harder on me. So holding at my sides, over to the side, and they come in between. And so I'm going to feel this more in my quad on the leg I'm moving. So my action leg tends to feel this quite a bit more on the outside of my quad. And switching sides. Whereas when I'm in the goblet position, I find I feel way more in my glutes. So depending on what you want to work, you may want to do it slightly different if you have a focus. Quick drink, round 3. So this time I'm going to alternate. So just another variation. So I'm going to step to one side, step to the other. I think I like that one the best for me because it creates a little bit of coordination, gives me a little bit of rest in between reps. So that's 3 rounds, so we got a minute break now. Doesn't overload the muscles quite as much, so depending on what you're working on, whether it's more conditioning or whether you really want to build strength, if you're really looking to build strength, you probably want to stick to the one side, then go to the other. So single leg deadlifts, just like with the lateral lunges, I'll show you 3 different ways of doing this. So first one's the easy way, so toe down, hinging, coming up. Second way will be leg comes up. And then third way, I'll do half my reps holding the dumbbell with the leg that's planted, and then half of them with the dumbbell in the opposite arm to the leg that's planted. So let's get going. And again, you may want to have these reps depending on how fast you can go and how many reps you're doing. I'm going to try and get through all 10 reps. So as you can tell, my back toe is planted, provides a little bit of extra balance here, but I'm still trying to do all the action through my front leg. It just helps with the balance portion. Shake out quickly, not a lot of time to spare. And so this time I'm going to go into leg up. So now I have to do a lot more balancing, using my core to stabilize. And not every rep's going to be perfect. I'm going to fall off balance a lot of time. You probably will as well. That's okay. If we were perfect, we wouldn't have to practice. And as you get tired, as I am, then you start to fall apart a bit easier too. So last round coming up. So dumbbell in the leg that's planted, other leg comes up, and at halfway, so 3, 4, 5, I'm going to switch the dumbbell, and this just slightly changes the exercise. So now I'm counterbalancing, and so it just slightly changes what muscles you have to use to balance. Great job, everyone. Finish off your set, and then we got our minute rest. Much needed after the lunges and deadlifts back to back. So while we're resting, split squats. So it's just like you're doing a lunge. So big step forward, even a little bit of a little half step after. I try and keep my feet in alignment, but if you have really tight hips or groin, you can kind of slightly come out. And then you're going to just drop your knee down and come up, trying to stay upright with your chest. So again, I'm going to try and get 10 reps in each leg, but you may need to adjust depending on your level and how quickly you're going and how tired you are right now. So we're going to get started in 3, 2, 1, go. Let's drop, extend, drop, extend. Find your pacing. Great job, everyone. Finish off your set. I'm going to show you a lateral view on my second set. Adjust your weights if you need to. This point of the routine, sometimes we get a bit tired. Ready? And go. So notice how I'm staying upright here, dropping, but keeping my chest up, keeping my eyes forward. And switching sides for me. Notice how my leg's not coming towards the ground either, or my knee's not going all the way to the ground. It's stopping 3 or 4 inches above. And that's because I just don't have the hip flexor flexibility. And frankly, I'm a little tired, so my quad strength is a little low right now too. All right, going into our last set. And then we got another minute break before we go into calf raises. Pace yourself. Great job, everyone. Keep it up. Great job. Finish off your set. Oh, my quads are burning. So calf raises while you're resting and recovering. Feet pointed forward, about hip width apart. Up onto your toes, pause, come back down. So that's one way to do them. Another way, we can have our toes pointed slightly out at like about a 45. Heels are slightly more together in the stance. And we'll go up like that. And then the third way, and this feels really awkward, but have our feet going in at a 45. So toes are almost pointed together and go up like that. And that just works different areas of your calf muscle. So you can do that if you want. That's what I'm going to be doing. Or you can just stick with the standard way. It's totally up to you. So we're going to get going in 5, 3, 2, 1, and go. So standard for the first set. Big long pause at the top. Great job. Finish off your set. Shake it out. And breathe a little bit. This one's definitely easier than the previous 3 on our cardio system. A lot more time to relax. And so pick them up. So I'm going to go out at the 45. Finish off your set. Shake out again. Can probably start to really feel it in your calves depending on what weight you're holding. I know I do. First set, didn't feel anything. Second set, starting to feel it. By the time I finish my third set, I'll be ready for that break and then go into our cool down. So final set, then we'll have a minute break and then we'll cool down. So I'm gonna go toes in. Again, this feels really awkward. Great job, everyone. Finish up. And then grab a drink, catch your breath. And in a minute 20, we'll move into our cool down. So we have lots of time. So this routine, it's got a lot of the typical lower body exercises that you'd see in there, squats and deadlifts and calf raises. But what I tried to do is just try and mix it up a bit. So giving us a little bit of a different type of squat. So an offset squat where you're kind of loading the quad on the front foot and loading the glute on the back leg. And then the sumo deadlifts where you're getting a lot more groin involved. So just trying to give you a little bit of a different movement. The lateral lunges, we don't move laterally nearly enough. So doing things like that just switches the routine up, moves it away from just the normal, and then just showing you different ways of doing things like the single leg deadlifts and the calf raises, where we can kind of change the standard exercise to do a few different modifications within it. So 10 seconds, and then we're going to get started with our downward dog. Let's get down on the ground, push up position, hike your hips up and back. And just because we did calf raises, our calves are pretty tight, I bet. So let's pump out our calves, just pedaling our heels to the ground one at a time while in our upside down V posture. And let's just focus on our breathing. And let's move into lizard. Squeeze that front leg into your tricep. And switch sides. Same thing, squeeze it in. Feel the pressure. Help stretch out that back hip flexor a little bit. And world's greatest, so just staying in this posture and opening up. Now we're getting our thoracic spine, shoulders involved as well. And switch sides, opening up. And we'll go into pigeon next. So leg at a 90, down on your forearms if you're able to. Feel this in your glute on your front leg. And switch sides. And moving into cobra. Hands underneath your shoulders. Let your hips slowly sink into the mat. Every time you exhale, let your hips just sink. Try and release some of that low back tension. And child's pose to finish up. Butt into your heels, forehead to the mat, fingertips come forward. Nice, deep, slow breathing. One more. Breathe in. Breathe out. Great job, everyone. Hope you enjoyed the dumbbell workout, lower body. Next week, we'll do the upper body. See you next time. Enjoy your week.